Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Luxury Podcast, your source for all things luxury and lifestyle. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so I have Carola Jain on the line, and she's Chief Marketing Officer over at Spartan. Carola, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Adam.
All right, so excited to get into today's topic. So I've been familiar with Spartan for quite some time. I've never done one of your races. I'll just be up front, throw that out there. I don't know if I'm that adventurous or in shape, but I look like I am. So that being said, I want to get into what makes Spartan such a unique platform that really is doing some unique things for its community. But just to kick it off, for those that maybe aren't familiar with Spartan yet, tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, great. So Spartan is a leader in the extreme wellness space, and we operate very large events across a number of different brands. You might be familiar with a brand called Tough Mudder and Spartan. Those are our two obstacle course racing brands. So at the core of our business, we operate obstacle course racing events in 45 different countries, around 250 events per year. And we have around 1.3 million people participate. And in addition to the obstacle course racing, we've also recently expanded into trail racing, and we have two brands there, Patagonia Run and Spartan Trail. And then we also acquired a mountain biking brand called La Ruta. And our most recent brand is a more training and functional fitness brand called DecaFit. So we really have an event for every type of person, depending on your personal fitness level or where you are in your journey and, you know, how much you want to push. So really built this kind of consortium of different experiential fitness brands for a very global and, as you mentioned, very engaged community.
That's amazing, and goes to show. I know. So I did know about the Tough Mudder thing, and that's where I was talking about. I don't know if I'm up for it because that stuff looks hard. But I see now you have events even for people at my fitness level, so that's awesome. So I do want to jump into today's topic. So how Spartan's serving its community in a unique way. So as a brand, I mean, I've watched it grow through the years. I mean, what's some of the unique characteristics that just helps its community become really fanatics to the brand, because that's what they are, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, you know, what attracted me to your podcast, the name Mission Matters, for sure, you know, that's at the core of what Spartan does. Like, our mission matters, and our mission really is to change 100 million people's lives. And I think that's why we're looking at a broad portfolio of events. And we're also not just looking at the events business, but also the content that we can create to really engage people and guide them on that journey into this extreme wellness kind of category. And then certainly also the merchandise that goes with it. So what makes us unique, I think, and why we have, you know, I can proudly say over 20,000 people with Spartan tattoos, is that we really look at everybody's unique journey and then create this very large and very engaged community worldwide. So wherever you are in the world, if you see somebody who's done a Spartan race or sort of calls himself a Spartan, there's a very strong community that inspires you and that very often really shares their transformational journey. And I think that's at the core of the brand. It's this mission to change 100 million lives, and how we do that is in a community that really inspires each other. And the way I see Spartan and the way I've been looking to build it since I've come about 2 years ago is to really make this a platform that enables people to become the change agents that they want to be. So we really give a voice to our community and give a voice to our racers to inspire each other and to engage each other, race with each other, and really create that change that they want to see in their own lives.
First off, that's absolutely amazing. Over 20,000 tattoos. Like, when you said that, my mouth dropped. That's absolutely amazing. That's what you call brand loyalty right there. And so there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives that listen to this podcast regularly. And I want, as CMO of Spartan, I mean, you're obviously at the helm of a large, successful brand. Let's talk to those for a moment, to those, let's just say, smaller brands. And maybe they're just getting started. Maybe they're a trainer that spun off and now they're starting starting their own thing and they're just kind of getting things going. What kind of advice would you give to that young and or not just age, but that newer, we'll say, fitnesspreneur out there that's looking to create a brand? What kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, from our perspective, definitely creating something that has a real authentic meaning, like why are you in the business, not just to make money or to reach a KPI that, looks good on paper, but like what are you believing in and what is that reason that drives you to get up every morning is number one, very important. And then I think number two, Spartan has really grown as a social media brand. And I think, as you mentioned, we're now a global brand, but I don't think that would have been possible had it not been for social media. And at the time, obstacle course racing obviously also being something that is very social media worthy and new. But I think this mission and the founder, Joe DeCenter, looking at it and says at the core, it's not just the image of somebody jumping over fire, but it's really somebody turning the whole life around and almost becoming addicted to something that's good because it's changing your life and it's enabling you to overcome obstacles anywhere in your life. So what I would always say, what is your mission? Why are you business or what are you doing? And then how do you amplify that way above the reach that you currently could have in your physical location? And how do you leverage social media? And how do you really make these brand ambassadors that hopefully you have into, walking billboards and people that can really help you spread the positive message of your brand?
Man, I love it. That's just great advice. So, Carola, that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about Spartan to connect with the brand, whether it's on the merchandise side or the fitness side and all the other things you have going on, what's the best way for them to connect and to follow?
Yeah, so we're active on social media, as I mentioned. You can go to Instagram and look at Spartan, or we have another handle called Spartan Race, which is more around the sport of Spartan, because we also have a pro team and we have a world championship. So there's a whole sports angle with $1 million prize money each year. And then you can also go to Spartan.com or, you could look up any of our races and meet our friendly ambassadors, our street team, get involved. There's a lot of Facebook groups that are very welcoming for people who might be considering doing a Spartan race. So I would say social media and Spartan.com are the best two places to start looking at Spartan.
Fantastic. Well, Carola, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about all the great things you're doing over at Spartan. And to the Spartan community that may be listening to this, I'm going to get out there one day, I promise. And it looks like a lot of fun. So now I have a mission here, Carola. I got to do it too. I can't talk to the CMO of it and not do it eventually. So thank you again for coming on the show. And to the audience, thank you. And to the audience, as always, thanks for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. And Carola, thanks again. It was a pleasure having you on.